All right. Good morning. Welcome to the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City's AM docket. Today is Thursday, November 19th, 2020. At this WebEx virtual hearing, the board will hear regular items, new transfer license applications. I'm going to quickly go through a PowerPoint presentation in regards to the docket. All the information regarding access to the docket can be found on our website. On this PowerPoint slide, you can see the link to the WebEx meeting as well as the access code and password. If you do not have a computer, a smartphone, or other similar device, you can use a landline and call in the phone number and access code listed below. Materials, evidence, and related items. All materials regarding this docket can be found on our website. There's a link on this PowerPoint slide that you can click on, go to our website, and find all of those materials. There is a 48-hour rule for evidence for online hearings. This means that all evidence for the hearing must be submitted no later than 11 a.m. on Tuesday, November 17th. All that information should be forwarded to Ms. Russell, or we will not be able to, the board will not be able to take into consideration that evidence. Related items, amendments to applications made by applicants or their representatives will not be accepted after November 5th, 2020 for all cases that are heard today. If an individual attempts to make an amendment to a case, the board will have to postpone that case for a future date. Just the procedures. After I read the instructions for this docket, we'll call the cases. When the case is called, I will impanel the applicants and or their representatives. At that time, the court reporter will swear those individuals in who are going to be giving testimony. The board will hear the case, and at the conclusion of hearing the case, I will ask if there are any, the board will ask if there are any individuals or members from the public who wish to give testimony. At that time, if you do wish to give testimony, I would ask that you use the raise your hand function. That way we can impanel you, you can be sworn in and give testimony. The board is not authorized to discuss non-case related matters. The board can only hear and discuss cases that are before it today. Just some general ground rules and some helpful information with these hearings. Please note that this event does run live on Charm TV and a court reporter will be present. When you are impaneled, please, and you're going to be giving testimony, please state your name and spell it for the court reporter, and speak slowly and clearly into your microphone. I'd ask that if you are not speaking, to mute yourself. A lot of background noise occurs and it can disrupt the hearings. I'd ask that also if you have papers or documents near your microphone that you try not to shuffle them so that, again, there won't be any disruptions. Individuals who use profanity or disrespectful or unruly may be expelled from the virtual hearing. Just some helpful reminders to improve your WebEx experience. Location matters. Try to be in a well-lit and quiet area so that if and when you're giving testimony, the board can hear you and see you. Also, try to be in an area that is quiet. Again, a lot of the background noise can cause problems with the hearing process. And with that, I will move on to the first case. Calling Randall Harold Conroy, CBAC Borrower LLC, trading as Horseshoe Baltimore, 1525 Russell Street, 2105 Haynes Street, and 1555 Warner Street, a Class VWL-VLF Casino Video Lottery Facility License, an application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, requesting off-premise catering. I'll now pull in the attorney, which is Ms. Hecker, and Mr. Conroy. Ms. Hecker, Mr. Conroy, please turn on your video and audio feeds.
Oh, let's see. There we go. Good morning, Caroline Hecker, Rosenberg, Martin, Greenberg. On behalf of the applicant, I'm joined by Mr. Conroy, who is our individual licensee applicant and the general manager at Horseshoe Baltimore.
Good morning. Thank you. Let's swear Mr. Conroy in, please.
Okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Hecker, I know you've submitted a package of materials for us. Do you want to quickly go through what's going on here?
Yes, thank you. With your permission, I'll proceed by way of a proffer, and Mr. Connery is certainly available to answer any questions that the board might have. This is an application to transfer the license from Jacqueline Grace Pope, who was the former assistant general manager at Horseshoe Baltimore. She left Horseshoe last year, moved on to a different property. Mr. Conroy is the current general manager of Horseshoe Baltimore, and so we are applying to transfer the VLF and VLC licenses to him. There is no change in the ownership of the casino. Just to be clear, it's treated as a transfer because we are doing a 100% change in licensees, but there is no change in the ownership of the license or any change proposed in the operation of the Horseshoe Casino. I did submit a packet of exhibits earlier this week that includes some press articles about the original opening of the casino and the most recent expansion for the outdoor gaming terrace, which the board might remember from last year. We're currently operating under reduced capacity pursuant to the mayor's executive order. As I said, there's no change proposed to the operation. I've included a copy of our floor plan in the file as well, showing the outlets within the casino where alcoholic beverages are sold. There is one concessionaire at the casino that Mr. Conroy would go on that license as well. Mr. Conroy has been the general manager of Horseshoe Baltimore since August 2019. He has 16 years in the industry. He is familiar with the rules and regulations of the Baltimore City Liquor Board and agrees to abide by them. Again, with no changes proposed to the operation, I'm sure he's happy to answer any questions the board might have, but we would request that the VLF and VLC licenses be transferred from Ms. Pope's name to his name.
Thank you. Did the commissioners have any questions?
I have no questions.
No questions.
Mr. Ackworth, do we have others who wish to comment?
If there are any members of the public who wish to provide testimony in this matter, please use the raise your hand function so I can impanel you as a witness. Mr. Chair, I see no individuals that wish to give further testimony in this matter.
Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Hecker, on the extent of the materials that were submitted in the application, as well as the documents that you have subsequently provided us as evidence in the case and your proffer, I would vote to approve the application to transfer the casino license from the former assistant general manager to the current general manager, Mr. Conroy.
Commissioner Guy, upon the review of the evidence and the testimony that was presented this morning, I also would vote to approve the application for transfer of ownership.
Based upon the application, the proffers from Ms. Hecker, I too would approve the transfer of ownership with the continuation of live entertainment, outdoor table service, and off-premise catering.
I'd like to call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, business plan.
Thank you. Good luck, Mr. Conroy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ms. Hecker, we will be mailing you correspondence regarding the board's decision and next steps for licensure.
Thank you.
Calling the next case on the docket, David B. Polin, Joseph R. Bajankowski, and Patricia Yevix Eisenberg, Baltimore Hotel XLV owner LLC, trading as Renaissance Baltimore Harbor Place Hotel, 200-02 East Pratt Street, is a Class B beer, wine, liquor, hotel, motel license, an application to transfer ownership with continuation, live entertainment, and outdoor table service. I will impanel Ms. Schreckengost. Okay. And I'm pulling in Mr. Polin and Mr. Bojankowski. So there is an issue. Ms. Schreckengost, I can unmute Ms. Schreckengost, but I cannot make her a panelist. I would ask Mr. Polin Mr. Bojankowski, to turn on your video and audio feeds.
They're on.
Ms. Schreckengoss, can you hear me?
I can, Mr. Ackers. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ms. Schreckengoss. I can't make you a panelist for some reason, but your witnesses have been impaneled. I'm just waiting for Mr. Bojankowski to turn on his video footage.
While we're waiting, Ms. Schreckengoss, will you identify yourself for the record, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Leanne Schreckengost with Royston, Muller, McLean, and Reed here on behalf of the applicants.
Okay, and as soon as they're on, can I ask the reporter to swear Mr. Pohl and Mr. Bojanowski?
Okay. I'm just waiting for Mr. Bojanowski to turn on his video.
No.
That's not going to work. Let's go with Mr. Poland, okay?
Okay. Mr. Poland, please raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning. Ms. Schreckengoss, do you want to tell us about this?
Yes, Mr. Chair, if I may proceed by way of proffer. As indicated, this is a transfer for the Renaissance Baltimore Harbor Place Hotel. It's being transferred to Baltimore Hotel XLV Owner LLC. The three applicants are David Poland, Joseph Bojanowski, and Patricia Yavix Eisenberg. Mr. Poland is the president of the hotel owner, which is an affiliate of the Buccini Poland Group. And Mr. Bojanowski is the president of PM Hotel Group, which is the hotel's manager. Ms. Yavix Eisenberg is a previously approved licensee, city licensee for the city. She's currently on another hotel license in Baltimore City and understands all three of them are authorized persons of Baltimore XLV Owner LLC. I can tell you that the hotel operations are not changing as a result of this licensee change or this transfer of license. We'll give you a little bit of background about the Buccini Poland Group. It's a privately held full-service real estate acquisition, development, and management company with offices in Chevy Chase, Wilmington, Delaware, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was formed in 1993 and develops and acquires hotel, office, residential, retail, and parking properties. The PM Hotel Group is a top 20 leading hotel management company focused on outstanding financial returns for hotel owners nationwide. PM Hotel Group manages nearly 50 hotels and development projects comprised of more than 9,000 rooms throughout the United States. They provide development, technical consulting, on-site management, revenue leadership strategy, and accounting expertise. So as you can see, the hotel will be in great hands with these two companies. The overall operation is not changing. I would like to confirm that we are seeking continuation of outdoor table service and live entertainment as indicated in the current liquor license. The live entertainment is limited to 2 times a month and is generally jazz and acoustic guitar, and that occurs either in the lobby or ground floor lounge. As the board is probably familiar, there's also a full-service restaurant called the Water Table Restaurant on the 5th floor, which overlooks the harbor. The outdoor patio area is at the corner of Pratt Street and South, facing the harbor. The hotel's carding policy is to card everyone who orders alcohol, no matter the age, and any hotel employee who's involved in the sale or service of alcohol goes through the TIPS Alcohol Awareness Training Program. I can tell you that all 3 licensees have received a copy of this board's rules and regulations and understands their obligations as licensees. I would proffer that all 3 are fit and proper, and that the transfer of this license will not have a negative impact on the health, safety, and welfare of the community. With that, I turn it back over to the commissioners for questions.
Thank you, Ms. Schreckengoss. Questions?
I have no questions.
No questions, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, do we have public comment, Mr. Acker?
If there are any members of the public that wish to give testimony, please use the raise your hand function so I can identify you and impanel you as a witness. Mr. Chair, I see no individuals that wish, members of the public that wish to give further testimony in this matter.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Schreckengoss, on the basis then of the materials that were submitted in the application, as well as your extensive proffer, I note also that the hotels had no violations. over the time since the license has been with them. I would vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Commissioner Guy, upon the review of the evidence and the testimony that was presented to the board this morning, I also would approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Based upon the application before us, the proffers from Ms. Schreckengost, I too would approve the application to transfer ownership with the continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you, Ms. Schreckengost. Good luck to them.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Schreckengost, please note that the board will be mailing you correspondence concerning its decision and next steps for licensure.
Thank you, Mr. Akers.
Calling the next case in the matter on the docket. Tandria Simon, Philip Allen, and Tamika Latress Allen, Celestial Catering Incorporated, trading as Celestial Cafe, 5707 Bel Air Road. This is an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverage Article 12-1603C1 small I, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, 40% of food sales, and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, but not more than 150 individuals, requesting live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. I'll now impanel the attorney, Mr. Phillips, as well as Mr. Allen, who is a licensee. Mr. Allen, Mr. Phillips, I'd ask that you please turn on your video and audio feeds.
We have on our audio, but it seems like my share button is not coming up so we can see.
Okay, I'm pulling on both, so because I have you on two devices, Mr. Allen. So I put on both devices are on. So if you can turn on your video.
I got one. I'm on. We're up.
Okay, is Mr. Phillips on?
Yes, sir.
Would you identify yourself for the record, please, sir?
N. Scott Phillips with the firm of N. Scott Phillips Legal and Business Consulting Services, LLC, and I represent Celestial Catering, Inc., and the applicants Tandria Simon, Philip Allen, and Tamika Latress Allen.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Let's swear Mr. Allen in if we can, please.
And you have also Miss Simon with Mr. Allen.
Okay, let's do them both then. Thank you.
Okay. So that's Miss Tandria Simon. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Please raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you, folks. Mr. Phillips, this is an application for a new license. I want to note that we have letters in our file of support from Councilman McRae and Delegate Branch, but do you want to tell us about the operation?
Sure, I'd like to begin with this proffer. Celestial has applied for the new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment service, outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcohol beverage for 5707 Bel Air Road. For some background, the manager and executive chef of Celestial Cafe is Tandria Simon. Mrs. Simon has operated a business at this location since 1989. For over 25 years, Ms. Simon owned and operated Celestial Beautiful Day Spa, a salon and clothing boutique. Approximately 4 years ago, Ms. Simon began a catering operation at the location, along with continuing her hair salon. 2 to 3 years ago, the food service operation began growing pretty substantially. As you can see from the menu, Celestial provides standard American cuisine with a soul food flair. The property markets takeout services and delivery services through DoorDash, Grubhub, and other avenues. In addition, Celestial provides 300 fresh, nutritious meals each week to families in need through the World Central Kitchen Chefs for America program. Since Celestial's moved to more on-premise dining, significant improvements have been made from upgrades to the kitchen, outdoor seating, a complete remodeling of the second floor, which previously housed the salon, a build-out of the fully operational bar area, installation of fire-rated doors, improvements to bathrooms, and numerous other investments, which approximate $300,000 and far exceeds the $200,000 investment required. In the package of information provided, you've received pictures of the improvements that have been made to date and a detailed summary of the expenses incurred, along with a floor plan aerial photo, which shows that this facility is located between McDonald's and a 7-Eleven. Ms. Simon and her husband, business partner, Mr. Allen, are family and community-oriented individuals. And as such, they've reached out to both the local community association and the business association. Unfortunately, both of those organizations are inactive at the moment, but they did reach out and speak to the former president of the business association. As a result, in your packages, Mr. Atkins has already mentioned, you have a letter from State Delegate Talmadge Branch and also Senator Corey McRae, who represent the district. In addition, Mrs. Simon and Mr. Allen have met with Baltimore City Councilwoman Danielle McRae regarding their application. In terms of the need, there's been an express need in this area for sit-down dining. Within a 10-block radius, you will not find another restaurant of this nature. And Senator McRae noted that in his letter. There are no other real implications on any other liquor license holders in the area. The restaurant will be a little unique in that it will provide three different atmospheres under one roof. The first is the cafe, the indoor, and we've seen the seating arrangement there. The second is the outdoor seating, which will be more familiar with TV, kind of a sports feel. And then the third is the second floor, which will provide more of an upscale casual to fine dining experience for those who come to partake. The facility, as I mentioned, has been owned and operated by Ms. Simon since 1989. And in that time, it's been a safe environment with minimal impact on crime, traffic, parking, or other quality of life concerns for the community. As you can see by Ms. Simon's resume, she's a City College graduate and studied culinary arts in her post-secondary education. Ms. Simon has her certificate for alcohol awareness training, which she received from the Baltimore City Community College. She is and will be tip certified, and all of her bartenders will be required to maintain tip certification. With that, we ask the board to consider favorably the Celestial Cafe application for a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. And note that both, as we noted, Mrs. Simon and Mr. Allen are available for any questions that the commissioners may have.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Do they meet the 75 seating requirement?
Yes, they do. In the information that you received, we're currently designed, and actually we can do more, but I think the number is somewhere closer to 86 currently.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners have any questions?
Commissioner Guy, no, I have no questions.
Well, I only have one question, Miss Simon. This is an exciting endeavor. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the menu in the restaurant, since there's probably people watching and they may be interested in what you're doing. So why don't you share?
Well, yes, I definitely always had a love for food, and family had a love for food as well. My concern is just healthy food and good food, because in the area where we are, it's a lot of fast food restaurants. So we are bringing fresh foods to the table, and we're just excited about that, to be able to give this type of menu to the community. Again, and our main concern is having fresh foods.
Thank you. It's very exciting. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Simon, I want to commend you for your participation in this Chefs for America program that's feeding people. This is a difficult time for a lot of people, and that's very helpful. So thank you for that. Mr. Akros, do we have public comment on this one?
If there are any members of the public who wish to give testimony in this case, please use the raise your hand function so you can be identified and impaneled. Mr. Chair, I see no individuals that wish to give further testimony in this matter.
Thanks. Mr. Phillips, then on the basis of the materials that were submitted with the application, your proffer, expensive, and the testimony received, I would vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Commissioners?
Commissioner Guy, based upon the evidence and the testimony that was presented to the board this morning, I also would vote to approve the application for the new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license requesting live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based upon the proffers from Mr. Phillips, I think I got your name right. I'm sorry if I didn't. The counsel for the licensee applicant, I too, and the testimony for Ms. Simon, I too would approve the new Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and the delivery of alcoholic beverages. Good luck.
I'd call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, Business Plan. Board Exhibit 2, Letter of Support from Delegate Branch dated 11/12/2020. Board Exhibit 3, letter of support from Councilwoman McCray dated 11/17/2020.
Thank you all. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Phillips, please note that you will be receiving correspondence via mail regarding the board's decision and next steps for licensure.
Thank you.
Calling next case. Pragnesh Kumar Patel and Larkin Charles Birmingham Sr., Sita Enterprises Incorporated, trading as Bernie's Liquors, 2527 Washington Boulevard. It's an application to transfer ownership of a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license. We bring on Mr. Hurdle, who stated his client is with him in the office. Mr. Hurdle, can you please turn on your video and audio feeds?
Are we all set?
Good morning. Would you identify yourself for the record, please?
Abraham Hurdle on behalf of Sita Enterprises, trading as Bernie's Liquors at 2527 Washington Boulevard. With me is my client, Pragnesh Patel.
Good morning. Mr. Patel, would you raise your right hand? We're going to swear you in, please.
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Hurdle, you want to tell us about this transfer?
Sure, if I may proffer. Mr. Patel is the current and proposed, well, he is the proposed licensee here. Mr. Larkin is he's the current city resident. He's unavailable today, as I indicated to Mr. Akros earlier. He hasn't been feeling well and is self-isolating. Mr. Patel has been helping out at the liquor store for about a year. His father has been working there for 14 years. So while he has maybe a limited experience, he has the ability to get significant experience and have questions answered by his father. He's aware that you must order from wholesalers. He cards everybody who looks anything younger than 50, as he's told me. And he informed me today that I believe everything besides the trader's license has been completed on the checklist for the application packet, both just this hearing and the trader's license are the two remaining items that he has to get to, I guess, complete the transfer process.
Is he going to be tip certified?
I think he's already taken the tips class, correct?
Not yet, but my father, he
Your father has. He's going to work there with you as well, correct?
Yes, right.
And you're going to take that tip certification in the next week or so?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and they'll be the primary people handling the alcohol?
Both his father and himself will be the primary two people working at the location. They do plan to have, I think, 2 or 3 other employees?
Yes.
And they've been long-time employees.
Right.
Okay. I note that there was some history of violations, but it's back in the 2004-2014 time period, so it's been a while. I hope that they will continue with the current record, which seems to be very clean.
It's my understanding those violations occurred before his father started working there.
Okay. Do the commissioners have questions?
Commissioner Guy, I have no questions.
I have no questions.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else who wants to speak, Mr. Eckers?
If there are any members of the public who wish to provide further testimony in this case, please use the raise your hand function. Mr. Chair, I see no members from the public wish to give further testimony in this matter.
All right, thank you. Mr. Hurdle, then on the basis of the materials contained in the application, your proffer, and the testimony received, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Commissioner Guy, upon the testimony that was presented before the board this morning, I also would vote to approve the application for transfer of ownership.
Based upon the application and the proffers from Mr. Hurdle, I too would approve the application to transfer ownership. Thank you.
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you, commissioners. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Mr. Hurdle, please note that we will be mailing you correspondence regarding the board's decision and next steps for licensure.
Thank you.
Calling the next case, Lawrence Wixulis, Greenwash Corporation, trading as Ridgely Market, 631 Washington Boulevard. It's an application to transfer ownership and requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages for a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license. Mr. Shawless is the attorney, and I'm now making him a panelist.
Hello?
Mr. Shawless, can you please turn on your video footage? Should come on in a second, but... And we... Mr. Shawless, we can hear you now. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
That's great. And is your witness with you, sir?
He is. He's hiding over here. There he is.
Good morning. You want to identify yourself for the record, please, Mr. Shawless?
Say that again, please.
And you identify yourself for the record, please.
Oh, yes. My name is Frank Shawless, attorney. I represent Greenwash Corporation and Larry Wixulis.
Wixulis to raise his right hand, please.
Okay,
He's got it.
okay, sorry. What was the name of the person with Mr. Shawless?
Wixulis. First name
Okay.
Lawrence.
Okay, first name Lauren.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Shawless, you want to tell us about this application?
Yes, this application is a transfer of Ridgely's Market, which is a primarily convenience store on Washington Boulevard with liquor sales. Around quite some time, and Mr. Wixulis has taken it over. He has been working in the store for the last 4 months to acquaint himself with the procedures there. One of the employees is staying with him, and she is alcohol certified, and he intends to get alcohol certified before long. I don't think there's been any violations at this location in many years, at least. And he is requesting that delivery be added because of the nature of the neighborhood. It's kind of a high-end neighborhood around the University Hospital, and delivery is desirable.
Okay. And I note that you're right, that I don't have any record of violations from this location either. Do the commissioners have questions for Mr. Shawless or Mr. Wixulis?
Commissioner Guy, I have no questions.
No questions, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, do you have public questions or comments, Mr. Akris?
If there are any members of the public who wish to give testimony, please use the raise your hand function so you can be identified and impaneled. Mr. Chair, I see no individuals who wish to give further testimony in this matter.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Shawless, on the basis then of the materials contained in the application, your proffer, and any testimony received, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license with delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Commissioner Guy, based upon the evidence and the testimony that was presented before the board this morning, I also would vote to approve the application to transfer ownership requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based upon the applications, the proffers from Mr. Shawless, I too would approve the application to transfer ownership with delivery of alcoholic beverages.
No, is that is for the record?
Mr. Shawless, please note that we will be mailing you correspondence regarding the board's decision and next steps for licensure.
Thank you very much.
Good luck, Mr. Wixoulis.
Thank you. Appreciate your help.
Calling the next case, Sagar Gimri and Sarah Emily Brettenbach.
You want to hear more, right?
Akeisha LLC.
Congratulations, Larry.
Akeisha LLC, trading as Red Door, 625 through 27 North Glover Street. It's a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, an application to transfer ownership. I'm going to be bringing on attorney Mr. Frank Boozer and also Mr. Gimri. And I have Ms. Breitenbach as well, making her a panelist. Could you please turn on your video and audio footage? Mr. Gimri and Ms. Breitenbach.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Counsel, will you identify yourself for the record, please?
Ms. Breitenbach, I didn't hear the response.
Yes.
Thanks.
Good morning, Your Honor. Frank Boozer on behalf of the applicants of the Akeisha LLC. This is, of course, as you know, a transfer of ownership application. Ms. Breitenbach is simply willing to serve as a 1% resident licensee, will not be involved in the business at all. So that being said, I'll move on to Mr. Sagar Gimiri. Mr. Gimiri has been working in the bar restaurant business for approximately 10 to 15 years at his family's establishments. This is the first establishment of his own. Thanks to the coronavirus, it's odd to say that, this transaction has been ongoing for a while, and Mr. Gimiri has been able to work at the establishment and get to know the neighborhood well ever since early July. He's well acquainted with the neighborhood, and to my knowledge, has tremendous rapport with the local clientele. It's my understanding that Mr. Gimiri has attended 2 community association meetings, and we also have a letter of support from the community association. I however, somehow did receive a copy of that. The establishment will be open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. It will run in the same usual fashion as it did before. Mr. Gimiri is TAM certified, as he was in his other professions, his other positions with the alcohol licensed beverage services. I think the fact that Mr. Gimiri has had more than 4 months to get to know the community, to reach out to the community, is an asset in this scenario. So unless the board has any questions, if me or Mr. Gamiri, and hopefully not Mrs. Kreitenbach, I'd ask the board to approve the transfer of ownership.
Mr. Boozer, which community association is there?
Mr. Gamiri, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
The Glover Street Community Association, which one is that?
I talk with the phone. I forget the name. Like, I don't know the exactly community. Just a second.
No, I apologize. I didn't have the information on hand. As Mr. Gamiri, basically, as I tell all my potential applicants to, the first thing he would do is reach out to the community association. He was the point man on that and did so on his own accord. I credit him for that. But to my detriment, I
I see that. Is MC Adelaide Park Community Association?
I'm sorry, MC what, sir?
MC Alderry, the MCELDERRY.
Oh, okay.
Vic Aldery, I think you're on.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you. I appreciate that. Did commissioners have questions?
I have no questions.
No questions.
Okay. I also note for the record that I think the last violation was about 8 years ago at this location, so there's been nothing recent. Do we have public comment, Mr. Akers?
If there are any members of the public that wish to provide testimony in this matter, please use the raise your hand function so you can be impaneled. Mr. Chair, I see no other members from the public who wish to give testimony in this matter.
Thank you. Mr. Boozer, then on the basis of the materials contained in the application, your proffer and the testimony received this morning, I'd vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of this BG7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Commissioner Guy, based upon the evidence and the testimony presented before the board this morning, I also would vote to approve the application for transfer of ownership for the BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based upon the application before us, the proffers from Mr. Boozer and the testimony, I too would approve the application and transfer ownership.
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you and good luck, Mr. Gamiri.
Mr. Boozer, please note that the board will be sending you correspondence via mail in regards to its decision and next steps for licensure.
Thank you, Mr. Akers.
I'll call the next case, the last case on the docket. It is Rupat Shah and Lisa Marie Phillips Long, 7209 Harford Road, Incorporated, trading as Freddy's Ale House, 7209 Harford Road. This is an application to transfer ownership, requesting all-premise catering of a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. I've kept Mr. Boozer on. I believe he said his clients were with him.
Yes, good morning again, Your Honor. Frank Boozer on behalf of the applicant 7209 Harford Road, Inc. With present in my office with me is Mrs. Shaw. Mrs. Shaw, you can stand up. And it's my understanding that the board has previously approved Mrs. Long. She's having some trouble making it today, so I would ask for exception for the appearance of Mrs. Long to be a proper applicant in front of the board. That she was approved a year ago as the resident licensee.
Okay, let's have Ms. Shaw sworn in, please.
Okay. Oops. Please raise your right hand. Thanks. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, to help you God, or under penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Boozer, you want to tell us about this one?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, for lack of a better inclusive term, this transfer, as you know, is not a complete transfer, an asset transfer from corporation to corporation. It's a stock transfer from Mrs. Shaw, from the prior owner, again, Mrs. Shaw. They're actually sister-in-laws. They're doing this for estate planning purposes. The family owns a number of properties and business in the area, and someone far above my pay grade advised them that this would be best for estate planning and inheritance tax purposes. Mrs. Shaw luckily has worked along with her sister-in-law, the prior owner at Freddy's, over the past year or so when they've owned it. Mrs. Shaw is TIPS trained or TAM certified and knows the business inside and out during that time. And I will stand to be corrected if I'm wrong. I don't think they had any violations during that time. So, as I said, it's a stock transfer agreement between sister-in-law and sister-in-law. The whole family really works at this business, and the current applicant has been there from the start, as will the old licensee. She'll be there on a day-to-day basis. So nothing except for the stock percentages will change. As I said, she is TAM certified and familiar with the rules and regulations of the operation of the alcoholic beverage establishment in Baltimore City and that of the state of Maryland. That's all I would have, Your Honor, unless the board has any questions of me or Ms. Shaw.
Our records show that the last violations were in 2018. I don't know if that's when her sister-in-law had the license or not, and previously and longer ago in 11 and 13. So she needs
that would be prior to their purchase of the business and property.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Do the other commissioners have questions?
Commissioner Guy, I have no questions.
No questions.
Okay. And I assume, Mr. Boozer, that they are in good standing with the local community?
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Do we have public comment on this case, Mr. Actor?
If there are any members of the public who wish to provide testimony in this matter, please use the raise your hand function so you can be impaneled. Mr. Chair, I see no members from the public who wish to give additional testimony in this case.
All right, Mr. Boozer, on the basis that the materials contained in the application, your proffer and any testimony received, I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with off-premise catering.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
You too. Let's hear from the other commissioners.
Commissioner Guy, based upon the information that was given in the testimony presented before the board this morning, I would also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership and the off-premise catering.
Based upon the application, the proffer from Mr. Boozer, I too would approve the application to transfer ownership with off-premise catering.
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you, Mr. Boozer. Good luck, Ms. Shaw.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Boozer, please note that the board will be mailing you correspondence regarding its decision in this case and the next steps for licensure.
Thank you, Mr. Akers.
That's been until December 1, so I wish everybody a happy, safe Thanksgiving. Just be careful. Thank you.
Thank you. The board will be in recess.
Thank you. Wish you the same.
Thank you. Same to you.